Okay, this is going to be an unedited video. Unedited video. I just did a little grocery shopping. I'm going to make an impromptu noodle soup, like a Chinese noodle soup. It's a mess here, but you know what? I'm going to just clean up as I go. You know, I'm a messy person. This little area is kind of messy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep changing spots to place this camera at, so you see what's going on. I don't do this noodle thing all the time, but okay, that should be okay. But I have certain go-to foods that I like to eat. So mainly it's rice, secondly it's pasta, I go for potatoes also. So I always have go-to, I have things to revolve around, you know, in case to kind of prevent me from going to fast food joints, you know? So I'm just gonna move some stuff around here. I'm just gonna put it out of the camera range, so at least I'll have a little area to work with. But when I'm alone, I just kind of cut over the sink. I go as I please, you know? I hope that thing doesn't break. So I have a little area to work with. And move some stuff out of here. Oh my god. Just get stuff out of here. Get my laptop out of here, because this is where I'm going to be doing the cooking, so I'm just going to move this over to the side here. Get my iPad out of the way. And get all these papers out of the way. So I could at least do a little bit of work. Now, what I have a cutting board. Sometimes I won't even cut on the cutting board. I'll just kind of, I really hate cooking, right? It's just I need to get it done and eat it. So I always have the quickest and simplest foods to make. I have a cutting board, but I don't always need it. I'll get a knife here. I have ramen noodles, but you know what? I have some old noodles too. I used to have these smaller ramen noodles. So actually, I'll try the bigger ones. I'll put these away. I have this is like a wonton soup mix, so it's salty. I'll have a little bit of that. A little bit too much and it's going to be overkill. I have some of these onions. I think they're onions. I bought some fried tofu. I thought, hey, why not for a change? I have these 2 papaya halves. That's going to be dessert when I need it. Put those in the fridge. While I'm in the fridge, I have these sugar snaps. I might either eat these as I'm cooking to kind of start me going, or I'll put them in. I'm just experimenting. I have some corn. I don't think I could put corn in this soup. I have celery, and it's still firm, so I could actually use that. It's been a week. I think maybe more than a week. That's what I like about vegetables, is that some of them I have, I don't like throwing out a lot of vegetables, and so I try to just buy what I need. But sometimes I don't feel like it, and I keep in the fridge, and then they get soft, and I have to throw them out. Here's a piece of a bok choy. It's still solid. It's no mold on it. We're good to go with that. And I have a little bit of arugula. Still looks okay. I don't know, I might add some of that, I don't know. And I don't know what this is. It might be a spice. That's why I have the cutting board for the onions and for this mainly. We'll see how it is. I'm experimenting. Usually I just put the water, the noodles, and sometimes this, and sometimes not. But now I'm kind of experimenting to try to get my veggies in there. I have a hole in this bag. I can't use it for garbage because liquid leaks out of it. So this is soy sauce. I bought a big one because I keep running out, you know what I mean? Actually, what I'm going to do on camera is try to see if this is actually worth buying a big old jug of soy sauce, so I don't always have to buy small ones and keep running out. This will make it last longer. I have soy sauce with a lot of things, like mainly my rice, and maybe if I have my frozen corn. It's my go-to flavoring for now. No, it's not the low sodium. Let me see how I can do this. I'm just testing it. Okay, not too much is over. I'm spilling some, but okay. Maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon came out. I'm just gonna wipe the edges. So this was about $8, and this is about $4. Worth, you know, so trying to economize on things that I use often. No, I'm not gonna put this in the, what the hell? I'm not gonna put it in the fridge. I don't think it needs to be in the fridge, but it doesn't fit in the shelves, so I'm just gonna put it out here with the rest of the sauces next to my nice little fruit bowl, if you see, my nice little area. So I won't need this today because I already have the wonton powder. So, that being done, said and done, what I'm going to do is, I try to eat just out of like one bowl, like a college student. I will wash this because I'll probably eat it out of this, like a little bowl. And then I'm going to wash the pot, and then I'm going to start cooking. So you're going to see from start to finish what I do. Now usually, so you see how long it takes, or how not long it takes. I wish right now that I had one of these front-facing lamps, because it's going to be the light right on top of me and it's going to look real bad. But you know what? I gotta get stuff done on this channel. I have another channel that I'm doing that's even more basic. No editing, no nothing. The more I could not have to edit and just do regular spur-of-the-moment videos, daily lifestyle videos, the better it is, and I hope people learn from this. Just to eat right when you're in the fitness lifestyle, on a budget. Now, it cost me a little more for all this stuff, not because of this stuff, but because I bought a big ass bag of rice. I buy a lot of bags of rice. I'm gonna put the water in here. Sometimes I put the noodles in right away because they're pretty soft to begin with. I'm going to put more water than usual because I want it to be a soup this time. Usually I just have the noodles soak it all up and get all swollen and good to go. But I actually want it to be a soup, so I might have to add more water as I go. But I'll show you the rice. I buy the rice in big ass bags, jasmine rice. This one is 8 kilograms, so it's about 17.6 pounds. This is $10.99. They ran out. So I had to buy a similar bag. I think this is the same weight. Actually, I didn't see. But this bag here from Thailand, Phoenix brand. I don't know the brands. Oh, it's 8.18 kgs. So it's about 8 kilograms. It was $17.99. So it was like, you know, $6 or $7 more. So 11, yeah, it was $7 more than the other bag. So that's why everything started being more expensive because of that bag of rice. But in the long run, it's all cheaper than buying the small bags and having to repurchase, just like the soy sauce. So things that I know I use often, I want to buy in bulk. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to make a smaller portion because I want to add more stuff to it. I'm not going to use all the noodles. Just going to put them in here. Okay. I'm not moving the camera because, actually, I'll put 3. There's 4 of these little bundles. I'll put 3 in. Maybe I'll show it to you. Then I'll come back. So, 3 bundles. And I have 1 bundle left. Now the color on this camera is kind of orangey because I have it to see in the dark or see it in low light, and I don't change it when it gets to brighter light. I don't know if it actually affects it during brighter light. I'll find out in the other videos. But in the darker light, like here, it kind of has an orange hue. We'll have to live with it. So, I'm going to take the spoon, kind of soften that a bit, not moving. I'm going to take the cover, put it on top, and I think immediately I'm going to take a little bit of this wonton powder and just put a few dabs, not too much, because when it gets over salty, it's overkill. So I put about, don't want things exploding here. I think this is about 1/3 of a teaspoon, maybe 1/3, not too much. About a thumb size, maybe. I can always put in some soy sauce afterwards, or put some of the powder afterwards. But I always find I always overkill it, even if I put it in afterwards. Then I get sick of it. And noodles, for some reason, if I eat too much noodles, I'm just going to wipe this off. I'm going to wipe this off too. It's water boiling on the burner. I haven't cleaned the stove top in a few weeks. Living on a budget. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this away. These noodles are kind of soft, so they're not completely hard. So they got, I'm guessing they have a bit of a water content in it. So if they have some water in it, they can spoil. But I take the chance and put it in there. I'm going to put it in the fridge. I'm going to try some of this. Oh, I got the tofu in there too. I'm going to let it start to boil first, and then I'm going to start adding the tofu and everything. And I might have to put more water in it if I need, because I'm putting all these other ingredients in, you know. And then the noodles are going to expand. So, what's my recipe? I don't have any. This is mint. I'll put that in more towards the end. How about that? I don't know if it goes in soup. Maybe I could just, you know what? Maybe I'll just put it in after it's cooked. Right? So it's kind of small for the soup bowl. But I'll have it in little bits. I'm thinking this is onion, like shallots. I bought it in Chinatown. So I'm just going to take some of that. Cut it up on this little cutting board. And they roll off, of course. I think these need to be put in near the end also, so I'm just gonna put move that. I hate cooking with recipes because I don't think I learn anything from the recipes. You kind of learn the recipe, but then you have to buy all the ingredients, and then I personally feel bad that if I'm missing some ingredients that I can't make a certain thing. Whereas right now, I'm adding things to something I already know how to do, which is just noodles and water, right? So I prefer that. I'm kind of experimenting. I'm learning about certain things. I'm testing, and it kind of makes my brain work a little more. But that's just me. This I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna try one of these, see if they can be eaten before. I think these are the things that you kind of eat. They're sugar snaps, whatever that is. They're basically peas, but I don't know if they're meant to be cooked or you just eat them like. I'm gonna eat them like that. As a little snack while I'm waiting, while I'm cooking. Now usually, to make things go faster, I watch YouTube or a DVD, which I'm presently watching Scandal, season 4, for the second time, but because of copyright strikes, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just talk to you, so I'm going to keep talking. So instead of talking in my head, I'm going to talk to you guys. Now, I'm going to keep checking this. Okay, the noodles are starting to separate a bit from the bundles. I'm going to give a little taste to the broth. It's a little bland, but I'm going to deal with it like that. And now, it's starting to boil a little bit, so I'm going to add the tofu. I don't know how long it needs to be there for, but you know what? Deal with it. I know the celery needs to be in a little more so it can soften up a bit. Actually, I'm going to cut the tofu. I'm not afraid of cross-contaminating because I'm not using meat. So I'm very happy with that respect, that I don't eat meat anymore, or at least 99% more anymore. That's one of the main reasons, because I hate being obsessive about meat and worrying about heart attacks also from the meat, all the health issues, all the rants, you know, meat going rancid and having to be sick all over the place. So I lowered the heat now to a third or a half. It was on high. I put about halfway down to lower the boiling a bit. Now I just added all the tofu and have another. I'm going to take the bok choy. No, first I'm going to take the celery. I'm going to take 2 stalks of celery. So I'm learning which vegetables can last longer. Because it's all about making things last longer. Now I know those papaya I have in there, fruit don't last too long. Unless you buy the fruit not ripe, like bananas, and then they kind of ripen. This is bruised because I carried it with me yesterday. But the rest of the bananas, they were green and now they're getting spotty. Oranges, you know, kind of the same thing. I have to kind of be careful with that. And I used to have more frozen fruits. you know, when making smoothies and stuff like that. But I don't have smoothies now. So I might restart. But right now I'm kind of eating more the whole unprocessed fruit. It makes it so that I don't drink it, so I'm drinking less and less calories, and I'm fuller for a longer period of time because of that fact. So, oh, I have one more piece of tofu. So you see how I'm kind of going all over the place? But you know what? I've gotten good at this, and I can watch TV while doing it. I've kind of adapted myself to doing this, so I'm very happy and I'm very proud. I congratulate myself for this, not having to stop off and pick something up at the either the convenience store or Subway or anything, which is what I tend to do or used to do. I'm gonna put this away here. You shouldn't be seeing all that stuff. I need to keep this cleaner, but this isn't too bad. So maybe I should just put it all in. I'm gonna just take all this green stuff. Let me finish cutting it. Simplest of foods. Simple, relatively quick, big portions because they fill me up like a maffa, and have some dessert, which is the fruit. And I am very good on this, so I'm very happy that I don't have cravings for anything else. I don't need to go across the street to the convenience store for some candy. I don't need to go to Subway to pick something up or buy a pizza, though I do like the vegetarian pizza by Domino's. Shout out to Domino's, send me some pizza. But in essence, I'm saving money because it makes bigger portions, but also I'm buying things that are relatively cheap, sorta. And if I could eat the vegetables before they go rotten, you know, I'm getting the bang for my buck. So I'm going to take all this green and I'm going to put it into the onions too. Putting it into the soup. Well, I dropped one. I'm just going to put it in there. So, just come and show you that. So far this is what I have. I don't like the lighting of this, but turn the lighting on. I don't know if you could see the colors because I have it, it's kind of orange. This is the green stuff, this is the tofu, and then the onions are on, the noodles are underneath. Let me get a little taste. Oh, the onions are already starting to give a good flavor to it. I like that. I'm trying to see if I can actually change this while it's going. And of course I can't, so you don't see the presentation that vividly. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna put you back here. Right there. Okay. Now another sugar snap. What this does is, first of all, if you have the munchies, you munch on this. And because it's a whole food, it's got a lot of fiber in it, it will fill you up, so then when you go to the higher caloric foods, you don't eat the whole thing. That practice over time is good. Now, actually, this up here. I think you have to kind of let it boil and let all the flavors come together. I'm going to take the bok choy. Let me see, I might just separate like that. Because when these things get soft and boiled, they shrink. So I think I'm just going to separate them like that. I'm not even going to cut them. And I'm going to put them in like that on top. So you see, it's overpiling now. See? I can't put it in. So I'm going to squish this, and then when it starts to do its magic, it's going to reduce. So I've learned some things over time. You know, I just never wanted to do it, but now I'm better at doing it. So I don't know if you want to wait for it to cook or whatever. You get the gist of what I'm doing. Then, when it reduces, then I'm going to put the mint on it. And I don't know, I got my sriracha. I might add some of that when I'm eating it. And that's about it. So, I'm going to watch Scandal to pass the time while it's cooking. And I hope you learned something from this. I mean, if I can do this on the fly, so can you. I mean, because I hate doing this, but this is like easy. And I'm lucky, Chinatown is just down the block. But you could easily get this from your grocery store. Make some provisions or compromises, you know? The whole thing is to be able to make things on the fly that are good, nutritious, healthy, and that you don't get sick of. I rotate, like I said. I have my rice, which is my go-to. This I like too. I like potatoes. I like pasta. But I do get sick of them. Rice is the least sickening for me. This morning actually I had quinoa. For a change. I have beans, which I have soaking. They're a hassle, yeah, but I keep this in here and I try to use it before it smells, and I do that. If I want something Latin, I'll put something, you know, some taco spice or whatever. So for me, I like regular. I don't get sick of foods that often, but I like to have a rotation of certain foods, and the fact that I'm rotating like that, I have certain options and I can go a long time with these foods. Because honestly, like I would go to Subway and have the same sub all the time, and it got to a point that even when I was sick of it, like I wouldn't enjoy it, you know? It kind of gets automatic and you just have, it's your go-to. You want to enjoy your food too, especially if you're paying like $15 for a whole combo, right? Sushi, same thing. Domino's pizza, vegetarian, the same thing. If you're eating it every day, it becomes monotonous and you don't enjoy it as much. And you want to have different options to help you through eating right for a lifetime. That's the point, right? So I'm going to leave you at that. I'm going to cook it, watch my Scandal, and eat. And I'll talk to you next time. I hope you enjoy. Please, got the peas coming out of my mouth. Like, subscribe, share this with your friends. And I don't think I've mentioned it. I may have mentioned it, but I haven't uploaded it. That I will be doing more workout videos in my my home gym for you guys. Impromptu ones like this, unedited. So, thank you. Bye.